Punch newspaper reported that the membership of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, has continued to swell following the recent defection of Peter Obi to the party. According to Punch newspaper, and I quote, "Speaking to Sunday Punch, ADC National Publicity Secretary Bolaji Abdullahi said Obi's formal defection had boosted the party's momentum and that more federal lawmakers were likely to join ahead of the 2027 presidential election. Obi's defection has given traction to the ADC, and we are expecting more quality politicians like him to join us. Others should make up their minds on time. We are expecting more lawmakers and other political bigwigs. Discussions are ongoing with them, and the engagements have been positive so far. We are expecting them in the next few weeks." End of quote. This statement coming from the National Publicity Secretary of the ADC is very significant. It is not just a casual political remark, it is an official admission that Peter Obi's entry into the ADC has fundamentally changed the party's political fortunes and public perception. The sudden surge in membership, interest, and political engagement around the ADC did not happen in a vacuum. It did not happen simply because of party branding or internal restructuring. It happened because Peter Obi joined the party. Once again, Obi has demonstrated something that has become consistent throughout his political journey. Wherever he goes, attention follows. Wherever he stands, momentum builds. This development further reinforces what many Nigerians already know and have known since 2023, that Peter Obi remains one of the most popular and widely accepted politicians in Nigeria today. His relevance did not end with the last election. His political capital did not diminish with time. Instead, it has remained strong and in many ways has grown even deeper. It is also important to put this in proper context. Over the past months and years, several politicians, including presidential aspirants, former governors, ministers, and party chieftains, have defected from one party to another, including moving into the ADC. However, none of those defections generated the kind of national conversation, media dominance, and sustained public attention that Peter Obi's defection generated. That difference is not accidental. Peter Obi is not just another politician switching parties. He is the symbol of a political movement, a movement that first became clearly visible during the 2023 presidential election. In 2023, Obi's popularity shocked the Nigerian political establishment. Without the backing of the traditional political structures, without control of state machinery, and without decades-old party dominance, he still mobilized millions of Nigerians across regions, religions, and age groups. Young people, professionals, traders, civil servants, students, and first-time voters rallied around him. For many Nigerians, 2023 was not just an election, it was their first real experience of political hope and civic engagement. That experience did not disappear after the election ended. What we are witnessing today is simply the continuation of that same momentum. Since 31st December 2025, when Peter Obi declared for the ADC, Nigerian political discourse has almost entirely been dominated by that single development. Television stations, radio programs, newspapers, online platforms, and social media spaces have all been focused on one topic: Obi's defection and what it means for 2027. Every political conversation, whether formal or informal, has revolved around questions such as, what does this mean for the ADC? What does it mean for the ruling party? What does it mean for the opposition? And most importantly, what does it mean for Nigerian voters? That level of sustained national attention is not common. It is a clear indicator of mass interest and mass acceptance. This further demonstrates Obi's popularity and why his political relevance cannot be ignored or downplayed. It also explains why many Nigerians believe that the ADC now has a rare opportunity, an opportunity that must not be wasted. This is why we continue to urge the ADC leadership to ensure that Peter Obi emerges as the party's presidential candidate ahead of the 2027 election. Politics at its core is about numbers. Elections are not won on internal party sentiments alone. They are won at polling units through voter turnout, voter enthusiasm, and voter confidence. It is about voters' numbers, not just primary numbers. It is about the candidate who can inspire millions of Nigerians to come out and vote, not just the one who can secure delegate support during primaries. History has shown repeatedly that parties that ignore popular sentiment in favor of internal calculations often struggle during general elections. On the other hand, parties that align their candidate selection with the will of the people tend to perform better and in many cases win. This is not about disrespecting party delegates. It is about understanding political reality. Peter Obi has what many politicians lack, a huge natural support base. His supporters are not rented crowds. They are not mobilized by money. They believe in him, defend him, and promote his message voluntarily. This is political capital that cannot be easily replicated. From 2023 till date, Obi has maintained consistent engagement with Nigerians. He has remained visible, vocal, and connected to the issues affecting ordinary citizens. That consistency is one of the reasons his popularity has endured. Now, the ADC has a structure, party offices, grassroots networks, and organizational capacity. What it previously lacked was a candidate with nationwide organic appeal. With Obi's entry, that gap has been filled. The logical next step is alignment. The party can deploy its structure to support Obi, while Obi's popularity can elevate the ADC beyond its traditional limits. This is how winning political coalitions are formed. This is how elections are won. The ADC must therefore think strategically and long-term. The goal should not be internal dominance. The goal should be national victory. And national victory requires a candidate who already enjoys wide acceptance across Nigeria. Peter Obi has demonstrated this acceptance consistently in 2023 and beyond. His recent defection has only reaffirmed that reality. The signal from the public is clear. The enthusiasm is visible. The momentum is undeniable. If the ADC truly wants to win the 2027 presidential election and defeat Bola Tinubu, then it must ensure that the candidate the masses want emerges as its flag bearer. And right now, all evidence points in one direction. That candidate is Peter Obi.
So guys, we're in real trouble. I've seen quite a number of trouble, man. You see, the world is dominated by darkness. The entire world is dominated by darkness. But we know confidently that light will prevail at the end of the day. And if you want to know how deep this darkness is, how dark the darkness is, how black the darkness is, you have to check the strategy used by these jihadist groups. These guys are just so dark, and especially what is happening in Nigeria. These guys have permeated a lot of sectors in the United States to diffuse the truth of what is happening in Nigeria. They framed so many narratives to obscure the patterns of the systematic genocide against Christians in Nigeria. And of course, one of the persons they've been using is Masad Bulus, the special envoy to President Trump on Africa. He's an in-law to President Trump. That guy is a Lebanese, and he has so many business ties with some of these very strong politicians in Nigeria, starting from those in Lagos up to Kano. And so he's just been selling their narrative that what is happening in Nigeria is not genocide, it's just general killings of everybody, and that Muslims are even more killed in numbers than Christians. He has his own narrative of using what is happening in Borno and what is happening in Sokoto, and these other guys in Nigeria, the Fulani oligarch who have been orchestrating this, they've been increasing the level of insecurity in Nigeria, especially in their places. And so they've been sacrificing their guys just to paint the narrative that Muslims are being killed in numbers. It's just like what Hamas is doing, how they sacrifice their women, their children, gather them around where they've been using as launching pads to attack Israel, and when Israel bombs such places, they use that propaganda of saying Israel is bombing children and women. So that is exactly what these guys are doing. So it goes to show you that the government is not really serious in their effort to tackle this genocide, to clear these people from our bushes, from our communities, and to return our people to their ancestral land so that they can continue their businesses and continue their lives. The government is not serious. You see, these people, like I keep saying, they've penetrated our security architecture that is so difficult to remove. It's a form of entanglement. They are just everywhere. And they've been using some of our own rulers. And so a lot of our people always feel that the best thing for them is just to keep quiet on this. They cannot be able to fight this. Let them get their own personal benefits and their own political benefits and move on. That is the unfortunate part of our story. The people who we thought are leaders are molds to these people, are allies to these people, are co-conspirators to these people. And so it's quite difficult. The darkness is too loud. But we pray that light prevails. And before light will prevail, it's all men of like minds, all of us. We have to stand up, not just pray, but we have to take action. So these people are in Washington. The Nigerian government has paid so much millions of dollars to lobbyists. The other day I played on my wall here a video of some Americans on the street of Americans holding banners that there was no Christian genocide. And when they were being interviewed, they said they don't know anything about Nigeria, that they were being paid to stage such a propaganda. So that is exactly what is happening here. There are lots of lobbyists. Many of these lobbying groups have been paid. Many people in government, especially the likes of Masad Bulus, the special envoy to Africa, have been compromised. And they are bringing the narrative that there's no genocide in Nigeria, there's just general insecurity, which has affected, in order to dilute it, they say it has affected the Muslims more. But the truth of the matter is that over 1,000 Nigerian communities, Christian communities, in the middle belt of Nigeria, in the northwest and northeast of Nigeria, have been obliterated, have been taken over by these jihadists. No Muslim community has been recorded as such that has been obliterated and taken over. But most Christian communities have been taken over. The people are in the IDP camps. The IDP camps is majorly the Christians in the IDP camps because their communities have been taken. From southern Kaduna to Plateau to Nasarawa, southern Nasarawa to Taraba to Benue, to the Christian areas of Katsina, Sokoto, Kebbi. So this is what we're facing. The conspiracy against us is thick. I've seen it firsthand. And the message behind that is that we're placed on the edge of a precipice. At any point we'll fall. Because the darkness is loud. The darkness is loud. So the devil is quite strong. The devil is so strong. These devilish jihadists, they've permeated everywhere. And look at them. Look at how they made Tinubu found it so difficult to remove these guys in the security architecture of Nigeria. The Minister of State for Defense, Matawale, has been implicated by some of the worst terrorists in Nigeria, the likes of Bello Tuji, and there are lots. The Gumi has also implicated many of the security chiefs. He has come out to say he was being briefed by security chiefs in their meeting. While holding their meeting, they sent a message to him that he's been targeted, even though he came out to deny. But he has already mentioned the truth. And it was the truth. The denial is just an afterthought. After they must have told themselves that, look, he's trying to sell out the plan. So Igumi was telling the whole nation that in a security meeting in Abuja, which is ordinarily a classified meeting, from that meeting, some of the people in that meeting sent him a message that he's been targeted for attack. So you could see that the moles there, the Fulani moles, they won't allow this nation move. They won't. We know that the plan they've been having about taking over Nigeria is a plan that has been there for years. And so even with Trump's intervention, it's not going to be easy because they've wielded the plan for so long. They weaved it like, you know, the way you weaved a sweater, you know, for so long. And that is why when they bombed the Lakura camps in Sokoto, the guys have been mourning. And they are changing the narrative to the fight against Islam. These are the same people who are saying terrorism also affected them or affects them. But when they bomb these camps, there's no civilian casualty. When they bomb these camps, they've been mourning, they've been staging protests. Look at the El Zaki group. Look at many of these groups. Look at many of these Islamic clerics coming out to say Trump is fighting them. But you said you are also victims. And they bombed a camp of terrorists, killing many of them. And you are coming out to protest. So you could see, the plan is so thick. We're just in for a very long thing. The plan has been on for years, if not centuries. Of course, starting from Ottoman Danfodio. It's been on. And so to dismantle this is going to really take time. We need prayers. We need President Trump to understand that the narrative these people are selling is a wrong narrative, and we're trying our best to sell the right narrative. We, the victims, we, the survivors of this genocide. At the end of the day, we believe that light will triumph because darkness can never comprehend light.
Wow. Hey. Wow. Nigeria. We shall do our best.
It's what you will always be. Forgery.
Okay, doctor.
Forgery.
Okay, doctor.
Can we also go back to even take a cursory look about series of forgery incidents that has happened in our nation, especially from the last election up till now? Certificate forgery, background forgery, name forgery, that forgery, even INEC result forgery. Then what are we expecting? Even immediately, you now see even puppies, SSS puppies, forging their results. Why? Because they are looking at the leadership. The leadership of any nation is the aggregation of the behavioral pattern of the society. So what are you talking about?
All right, doctor.
I say, and I continue to say, 2026 is a decisive year where Nigerians must turn their political apathy to political anger.
Okay, right? Thank you so much, doctor.
2027 will turn out to be a mirage.
Thank you so much, doctor, for that, a wonderful submission.
Happy. I'm not joking. I am not just happy. Because if you know what these people have done to Nigeria, they have destroyed our life, they have destroyed our economy, they have destroyed our respect all over the world. What kind of thing is this? Every day, these people keep demarketing Nigeria as if there's nobody here. What kind of thing is this? This man that is talking now, Gumi, in Saudi Arabia, they declared him persona non grata, Mosisi. That is the seat of the Islamic world. But here in Nigeria, this man is behaving as if he owns Nigeria. Please, is that something that should give you some cheer? That a man is talking like this, giving us an ultimatum against terrorists and all that. In a country that you call a sovereign state, terrorists are here dictating the... Look, there are things you don't even need to talk about. When Donald Trump said that we're a disgraced country, I now realize what he meant. No country whatsoever can tolerate this type of nonsense. Seriously. And people are here. We're blaming Donald Trump for whatever. Are you serious? The man is so annoyed that he had to come in by force. And Nigerian government and their ability, they are just there. If they have done the needful, will Donald Trump enter here? Why did he go to Ghana? Why did he go to Ghana? Very embarrassing situation that Nigeria have lost everything. We are not worth a penny now before the international community, and you are calling yourself the giant of Africa. In economy, in politics, in infrastructure, nothing. In democracy, nothing to show the whole world. And you are seeing here clapping. One man was making noise that he is growing the fastest political party in the whole world. I said, look at that. Look at that. The fastest political party in the whole world. Are you serious? What about the fastest growing economy in the whole world? The political party, are there not people that are running into your party to save their head from EFCC for the crime they committed? Is there any other reason? Mention one person that entered APC that doesn't have a skeleton in their cupboard. Please mention one person. Let us start from there.
Nemesis and karma. Jonathan was blackmailed. Using what? Using Boko Haram. By who? By desperate politicians who are out for power at all costs. They were all over. They went to America, they went everywhere. They want Jonathan what? Removed. Jonathan, be a gentleman, fully aware that he was being blackmailed, went and even congratulated Buhari. He stepped aside. 10 years down the line, Jonathan must be lucky in his private bedroom now. 10 years down the line, Jonathan will feel vindicated now. 10 years along the line, they are reaping exactly what they sow, that of blackmail, that of hate, that of desperation for power that they planted 10 years ago. They are now harvesting. It is karma at play. It is nemesis at play. The same politician now that are running helter-skelter, contributing $1 billion naira, spending trillions of naira, buying drones, are the same people that blackmailed Jonathan. Therefore, it is a warning that every day could be for the thief, one day could be for the owner.
Why?
Of taking Nigerian government to International Court of Justice. But let me start with this. Since I've already reported Nigerian government to the International Court of Justice in heaven, heaven is handing it down. And very soon, angels will descend. All those that have a hand in genocide, they will never know peace in their life. And we thank Trump. Trump is working. God is working through Trump. There's another International Court of Justice. And justice is being released to the nation today. And to my other brothers, we in the number 2 man, please, all is together. We thank Trump. With the coming of Trump, no, this is taking shape. And we give glory to God for what Trump is doing in Nigeria. The third one is 2040. We have already passed that stage. We're into another area that thinks the moral standard of the nation is decaying. So we are asking God to do a new thing. That is the answer. Any question again?
You see any citizen of any country on earth that refers to his country as a cake? It's only in Nigeria. Only in Nigeria. And the people that has more share of that cake are asking you, resist any move to divide it. Nigeria, the only country on earth, Nigeria is a national cake. Nigeria is never or not anybody's father's land. It's a national cake. And that is why they treat it as such. Nobody can, no Nigeria can stake his life for Nigeria. Those people that are saying resist any move, not to divide it, are the people that has the highest share of that very cake. Resist moves to divide Nigeria. Shetima tells Alewa leaders. Whenever you see such statement, it means that by every implication that very entity has collapsed.
You don't force one next. It's not being forced. As a matter of fact, Nigeria, from the first day, doesn't have a characteristics of a country. Nigeria, I keep asking myself, how were they able, though then maybe because of the situation of things. Because when you come to think of it, let's think about Nigeria this way. Who can stake his life for Nigeria as a country the way other people can stake their life for their country? You can come out now openly and say something ugly about Nigeria. Same Nigeria, somebody can feel very comfortable about that. Do you know why? Because he's not in Nigeria. That person might be a Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, Isoko, Ishekiri, Idoma, Ikwere, or whatever have you as his tribe. But the moment you made an ugly speech to an Igbo man, a Yoruba man, an Hausa, Fulani, Isoko, Ikwere, Ijo, Isekiri, Thief, Jukun, the person will show you his true color. He or she can stake his life or her life to defend or to come against you after you. What does that tell you? It simply shows that Nigeria doesn't define a nation, a country, because there's no common value, there's no common interest. No wonder some people call Nigeria a national cake. Have you seen any citizen of any country on earth that refers to his country as a cake? It's only in Nigeria. Only in Nigeria. And the people that has more share of that cake are asking you, resist any move to divide it. Nigeria, the only country on earth, Nigeria is a national cake. Nigeria is never or not anybody's father's land. It's a national cake. And that is why they treat it as such. No Nigeria can stake his life for Nigeria. Those people that are saying resist any move, not to divide it, are the people that has the highest share of that very cake. It's quite unfortunate, and I will disappoint you, Shetima, though you know about that. That Nigeria, from day one, doesn't have the true characteristics of a nation, a country. And as a matter of fact, as it stands now, Nigeria is, will I say, when you talk of divided, Nigeria is highly divided beyond recognition. Nigeria has already divided. As a matter of fact, Nigeria has collapsed. When you talk of division, it's even easier or better. Resist any move to divide Nigeria. Shetima tells Northern or Aliwa leaders, unity is not by force. To form a country is not by force. In fact, the moment you are forcing it, it means that you failed as a nation or as an entity. Let me stop you for now. Please follow me for more updates. Like, share, and comment on my video. Thank you for watching.
Man was holding an election in Tanzania. And the only way to win an election is to carry all the opposition members and put them into detention until after the election. Solomon, what does that tell you? Is that democracy? We are talking of evil. The latest man in Africa is that whenever anybody enters into government, he entrenches himself there and remains there forever. Is that democracy? Will Donald Trump try that? No, tell me. The man is trying to bring sanity into your head since you don't know what to do as African leader. And you are blaming him. Blaming him for what? Why don't do the right thing then? Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Let's see how Donald Trump will come here. Do the right thing. If you are not ready to do it, then wait for Donald Trump. I thank God for a kind of person who don't tolerate rubbish. I'm not joking. If I have this power, I will do this. If I will do more, I will tell you, I will write a letter and give you. Say, wait for me, I'm coming on this, and I will come that day. What will you do? If you don't want to behave yourself, look at how they have turned Africa into a battleground, into something else. All because of what you say you sovereignty. What sovereignty? You went outside your country. Solomon, somebody who claimed to love Nigeria, went outside here to bring terrorists into Nigeria. And you could not even arrest him and prosecute him for what he did. And you call yourself a country. You are even afraid of the terrorists. And you call yourself a country. So when Donald Trump says you're a disgraced country, yes, the man is right. No country in the world will tolerate this type of nonsense. No country. You go and have meeting with terrorists. Discuss, and they will tell you what they want, and you comply.
Well, the bombing in Sokoto have not exactly calmed things down. If anything, the insecurity has escalated.
It's the beginning. He said he's coming back. Did he say so? He will come back. If those countries have decided to go rogue,
everybody's happy with what Donald Trump is doing.
If those countries have decided to go rogue, somebody has to call them to order. In fact, the whole of Latin America, all the country in Latin America, their economy and their government is situated or is founded on drugs. Drugs is their mainstay, and America is the route to those exports. That is what Donald Trump is after. All of them, Mexico, Colombia, all of them, they deal on drugs. It is their mainstay. And America is the market. My dear, if I were Donald Trump, I just told you here, I would do more than that to bring sanity. What are you telling me? You know, who wears the shoe knows where he's pinching. The man who warned him, stop this thing you are producing, even as a president. The man refused to listen. Okay, the oil resources, is he using it to better the life of Venezuelans? Most people have left that country because of Maduro and his governance. It's on record. Most people have left Venezuela. He chased them out. So what are you telling me here? Is Donald Trump threatening the whole world? Or some selected country where there are rogue governments? That is the question here. If this government or if this president cannot bring order in government, why can't Donald Trump? Like he came here and bombarded Nigeria. If the Nigerian government have done the needful, will Donald Trump come? That is the question. We always say that we are talking about morality. Meanwhile, morality is not helping us. That is why Nigeria is where it is today. Sovereignty. Sovereignty. Where did the sovereignty leave us now? Terrorists, they didn't respect your sovereignty when they entered here. Look at the scores of human beings that have died. Be sincere to yourself. Will Donald Trump tolerate what is happening in Nigeria, in America? You know it cannot even happen. So why is it happening here?
Okay.
First of all, you know the problem in this world, in this country, when you see people who are better than you, instead of you to say, look, how will I be that way so I can grow? You begin to be jealous, envious of such persons. I challenge any state in this country today, if you don't have the capacity, put the two parties together and see what it takes. This is the only state you can see the main two political parties working together. We did it in 2023. We said, President, you will take this one. The other party, take this one. Not to say happen.
Chukwemeka, where's the Tono Kocha? This is the chamber of APC. This is the chamber of PDP. Any state that can do it, tell them to come out. Not to talk, cha. No be whoa. Yes, so we can our leader. No be cha. No be we can our leader. No be whoa. No be whoa. Yes, so we can our leader. No be cha. Yes, so we can our leader. If I don't say this, let me warn those who come to River State because you have heard about 600 billion. You come here, you collect, and you open your mouth, you talk anyhow. I want to say it. You know, when you are doing something for the interest of everybody, some people will come out to make sure those things don't work. I say it here, Victor, don't look at that. I want to say it here. Take this message. Tell your national secretary, leave River State alone. Leave River State alone. Go and ask those who have tried it before. Go and ask those who have tried it before. Kapinta, Birikila, Owa Bondole, Kamanga, Wokandole, Owa Bondole, Kapinta, Birikila, Owa Bondole, Kamanga, Wokandole, Owa Bondole, Kapinta, Birikila, Owa Bondole, Kamanga, Wokandole, Owa Bondole. Don't take our support from Mr. President for granted. You have to be careful the statement you make. You have to be careful. Today, you are enjoying in Osun. You don't know those who did the work. You open your mouth to talk about River State. Anything you see, take it. Anything you see, what? Take it. Agreement is agreement, yo. Agreement is agreement, yo. Without reaching for settlement, you can't determine nonsense. Agreement is agreement, yo. When Mr. President comes back, when I see the Minister of the Economy, I will tell them to tell him, go and ask other people what has happened to them before. Putting River State, carry your hand to come to River State. If your hand burns, don't say the people more. I can challenge anybody. This state is a no-go area. This state is a no-go area. Whether you like it or you don't like it or there. So, take the one you have taken. Stop making unnecessary comments. Take the one you have taken. Stop making unnecessary comments. If not, when I come out. So, I'm not here, and I want to tell anybody, I'm done begging. All we are here, we have taken a decision to support Aswad Bola Ahmed. Then they fear you, then they fear you, then they fear you, and you're so wicked that they fear you. Come on, body, then they fear you, then they fear you, then they fear you, and you're so wicked that they fear you. Come on, body, we agreed to support Ahmed Bola Tinubu in 2023. Nobody forced us. We are the first state that did it.
Hey. Oh my God. Hey. Oh. See, I see you. You are rejoicing. You are happy. You are supporting Wike. I see you. I see you.
What happened in Venezuela this weekend is not philosophy.
Welcome, Kene.
It is a loud reminder of one brutal law in our life. Your sovereignty only lasts for as long as you can defend it. If you can't defend your sovereignty, especially against a superpower, you better respect yourself and run your country well, so that the stronger man does not come and have an excuse to run it for you and take your resources while he's at it.
I'm
now,
telling you, Kene, honestly.
If we keep playing politics with insecurity, treating Boko Haram, ISWAP, and terror financiers with kids' gloves, and harboring promoters of Boko Haram in our government, or running our nation in a way that many feel oppressed, or where the stronger nations feel like our leaders are messing up too much in a way that may affect their own interests later, we are inviting outsiders to come and help us to solve this problem in a way that will humiliate us. Like I told someone in a WhatsApp group today while he was arguing jurisprudence, sovereignty of nations with me, there is no way USA will allow ISWAP, ISIS, or Boko Haram to develop a comfortable base in Nigeria or around us. Koleshale. They know that that's like leaving fire on the roof and going to bed, because as Afghanistan taught them when they didn't pay attention at the time Osama bin Laden was training terrorists there. They told themselves Afghanistan is too far, only for the terrorists to end up on the planes in their airports. So I assure you, they will not allow what is happening in the northwest, northeast, and central Nigeria today to stand. They will take an Igigogoroma Gumeloju approach and insert themselves into the situation so that those guys don't end up as suicide bombers in America later. And to make sure we don't claim ignorance later, Donald Trump already said he will come and take care of it if our government refuses to do it. And so far, because he's a man of his word, he has sent 2 mild bombing messages. And he expects our government to take the hint and root out all the elements of extremism in our land. So, rather than all of us pressing the neck of our government to do better in fighting terrorism, kidnapping, and religious genocide, many of our elites are busy saying Trump can't interfere, Trump can never come here, Nigeria is different from Venezuela, and speaking long English about international sovereignty, as if USA will care about all of that when they decide they want to move against Nigeria. So my point to the elite government supporter and the government itself, who are talking a lot of legal...
See, that go hire them. There's a bit sing well. Kene, you say you say from Venezuela money now water. Okay, you don't reach Venezuela right now. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to come back later. I have to end this show now because I have to jump on a meeting, a very important meeting right now. So guys, like Maduro, like T-Pain. See that beg. See that I don't understand what they happen again. Oh. You don't turn to Wike. Oh. You're always laughing now, playing around. You don't remember you carry band. I don't understand this your moves anymore. Have you abandoned us? See, have you abandoned us with our troubles? Because you know they act like say you send again. No. I they observe lately. You know, you're like a beg. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for joining. Nigeria is different from Venezuela. It's so easy what USA did. You can't even capture me like that. Okay, okay. All right. Anyway, guys, I'll see you on my next one. I'll definitely come out again. I have more videos and we're going to talk some more. All right. Thank you. You too. See, take care of yourself. Yeah? All right. Bye.